Hi there. So I'm back. So it's been a month since I posted on my YouTube account, and to be honest, I was surprised that people are watching my YouTube account, and there was like 70 views because I was like talking about underconsumption core, and I've been practicing that a lot lately. A lot of things shifted in our life, like the kids and I. I'm a solo parent, so I am the one who's mostly supporting the kids financially, like in everything. So I was like going through TikTok. There was like a realization in me that I was like living under consumerism for the longest time, and I was like buying makeup like every single month. And you know what, when I realized what overconsumption is, or they call it overconsumption core, I get to realize that what am I doing? Because like I would buy like one eyeshadow this month, I haven't even touched that one, and then the next month I have like another eyeshadow. I was buying constant like different kind of lipstick, and it's just like the same color. So that realization hit me that I was like over consuming, and I wasn't like being a good role model to my children. um yeah, those are the things that I want to touch on. But I'm also a solo parent, as you all know now, and it's a struggle to be like in a one income stream for the children, because I really, before I wasn't really mindful with the spending habits. But now, since I'm facing difficulties with like financially, that I don't really get to have that savings, or like they call it like sinking. I don't know if it was sinking funds or just like emergency funds or whatever. So I came to that realization that after I'm almost 35 now, and I have two kids. And while looking through like people doing like underconsumption core videos, and I'm like, oh my god, it finally hit me that we don't need that much things in our house. What I was doing like day by day for the past few days, I was like decluttering. Like I moved our room, I decluttered some of the things that we have at home. Like I stopped buying things. Like there was one time I was like, I was in the mall, and I used to be at the mall like even, I'll say like 2-3 times a week before, and I have to buy something at the mall, like and then they just end up like in the cupboard, or just like in the closet, and I'll just like wear it for once, and that's it. So while I was like outside, and my friend and I are just like she was like, oh come, let's check out the the stores that we usually go to. And knowing myself, I'm like a shopaholic, and I buy things whenever there's on sale. I'm just like dashing through there, sorry, excuse me, dashing there and just like buying stuff that I don't even need. So what happened, it was like I was like looking through it, and then my mind, like the thing that's playing at the back of my mind was like, what am I doing? Like, do I need this? Because I picked a couple of things, and I feel like I didn't really enjoy, I didn't really miss the feeling of like, buying things or whatever. But I was like, I hold on to things. They are cute, definitely, because I'm like a sucker for cute things. So I went inside, I tried them on, and I'm like, do I really need this? Like, with all honesty, because I remember I have like a few things, the same things, not in the same color, but I was holding into it. I'm like, I don't need this. So we went to like some other more shops, and I was like just like looking and just like I was having like mental gymnastics because I'm like, there is so much stuff that is being sold to us that we don't need. And I hate to break it with you, the thing that you wanted to buy, like for example, like another cup for your coffee, you already have it in your pantry. So please save the money for something else. I have nothing against like overconsumption if people feels like very comfortable with that. I even stopped doing my nails outside. Like the things that we're seeing now, they became like so normal, which I felt like it's not even that needed. It's just like my sentiments, like the things that I get to realize lately. Well, anyways, so yeah, we went to another store, and yeah, she knows me, like I like buying stuff. There was even a time when she called out like, hey, you like buying stuff. She's like, it's just like comfort buying. I'm sorry. And I used to be like that. So she was like, we went to like 3 different stores, and there was just like one discount center, and she was like, oh, I thought you were gonna buy that one, because I picked like a few things, and I'm like, I want this on my mind, but I'm like, I think I have the same thing. So I dropped it. So we left the place, and she was like, oh, I thought you were gonna buy something. And I was like, I'm so surprised. Like whenever I go now, I don't go to the malls anymore. I go to the malls like if I'm with my family and we would dine out, or just like strolling inside the malls. But yeah, I was quite surprised with myself, and good job self. I'm patting myself. So I'm looking at I decluttered some of my stuffs, and I also decluttered like the clothes of the kids. Most of the clothes of the kids right now, I do buy them. I try to be intentional with buying clothes of the kids. My good friend, my best friend, one of my best friends, she just gives like hand-me-downs clothes for the kids, and I really appreciate hand-me-downs now. The shoes, the clothes, like because there's so many things in our landfills right now, like like the items that I pulled out from my closet, and I'm like, and there's still more, and I'm constantly like washing clothes every now and then. I'm just like shocked by the things that I have. So I'm gonna try to downsize it again and build like a capsule wardrobe for me and my kids, because I love wearing colors. I like funky stuff and such, but I like holding on to things. I feel like this is not, it can be like problematic for me because I hold on to things. Well, anyways, yeah, that's the update for like being on the underconsumption car, trying to save more money, and trying to do like one thing that I'm working on with myself is like trying to cook more in the house, because lately I'm like, that's why I was away for a month from YouTube. I wasn't expecting that like people were watching my videos. There were like 70 of you watching them. There was like 1 like, and I was like, that was so exciting. Like I'm so excited because I just came here, to be honest, like YouTube, like my mental health that time was just like, it was declining, and I felt like I was in a really deep emotional turmoil. A lot of things that happened with battle with my ex financially, and it wasn't really nice. Right now I'm better, thank God. I thank God for everything. To be honest, I haven't been reading my Bible for the past few months, but I'm slowly going back to my beliefs, and to seeking God more, because I feel like whenever the enemy try to pulls me away from God, there's gonna be always that moment where I'm gonna snap, and it's just I had enough, and I had to go back to reading my Bible. I have to go back to going to church. I have to go back to with my church community, because to be honest with you, I get to realize it now, the decisions or the things that I chose for the past few months weren't like really the best decisions that I have for myself. I wasn't thinking about like, the consequences that I was gonna face. It it's saddening. It can be depressing at times, like, when you get to face the consequences, when you finally hit that rock bottom again. And I was like telling myself, like, what's God gonna tell me, like, it's always the rock bottom that I'm always hitting. But you know what, I always feel the presence of the Lord like really mightily in my life whenever I hit rock bottom. And it feels like, I'm the prodigal son that keeps coming back to God. It feels like, yeah, I was wrong again, Lord. And whenever I have that moment when I shifted back again to the Lord, it's always His like warmed, loved hug that's hugging, embracing me. And I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. The first people that I always reach out to whenever I feel like, I feel like I needed that boost, or I needed like, someone to really talk to, are the friends that I really like, the friends from the church, the friends that I know that who knows God or follows God. And they've been really helpful. I never felt judged ever by my friends, because I know there's like a misconception, like, whenever we go to church, I know like people feels that there's so much hypocrisy in church. To be honest, there were times that I felt like, oh, you know what, I felt like, there's like some I feel like these people are not really true to their calling, or they're not being honest with themselves. But you know what? Whenever I get to hit rock bottom, and I'm telling this to you guys, I have 3 minutes because I promised to have like 15 minutes only. So maybe like 4 minutes more. I promise this to you, whenever I hit rock bottom, whenever I feel like my world is falling apart, it's always, always, always the people from the church who knows, who feels what I'm going through. And the only person gonna ask me like, what's happening, are you okay? And I don't know, I feel like it's really amazing, because God moves really in mysterious ways, and I'm really grateful for these people. I'm gonna share more about what I'm going through. Right now I'm still going through therapy. I have been journaling well, but today I want to share this with you like really quick. So today I was I felt like I was back into this cycle where I'm like grieving the version of the person that I imagine, wished for, and hope they become. I actually wrote the whole post about it. I'm gonna share it with you guys. I'm planning like to post a blog soon where I can just like write everything about single motherhood and the things that I'm going through. So yeah. So there was like a feeling of rage that I felt this when I woke up this morning. It's almost 3 a.m. the morning now, but it was like in the morning, and I'm just like, and despite the safety that we established the past years with the kids and our abuser or my ex is still like, I still need to address like that he's being really financially abusive to us, like not helping that much with the kids or not giving that much for the kids. So today I was feeling all the rage, and I asked a friend that I was asking her, what does it seem so unfair? And I feel like I'm shouldering all the responsibilities of parenting my children, whether it's physical, financial, or emotional. I wrote this whole thing. I'm going to put it in my blog. And I was like asking, how can I change the situation for the better? And then, you know what, guys? Since I'm really honest with my friends, this friend is like someone that I really connected with. She's a believer, and she's been calling me out for so many times, and I don't really, you know, put it against her whenever she calls me out, because like whenever when she talks to me, like it makes sense, and I felt like it's really God who's touching my heart, like through her. So I know I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like sometimes I wish for them to experience the pain that I have caused me and my children. And there is like I'm gonna coin the word, and it's called revenge. So sometimes like when I feel it's like I wanna do like a revenge for these people. But like I know that my perception is just like becoming unclear, and just it's just like the pain that's overwhelming me, and the emotions are not real. And your emotions are not always real. The pain is real, but your emotions, the things that's going through your mind, are not always real. So she asked me this question, and she asked me, even if they suffer in front of you, do you believe it will be sufficient? It's a typical cycle where we desire who have hurt us to endure more. These words really impacted me, and this is like, when she told me like you'll never really attain the revenge that you desire. I cried at that moment, because I was wishing that God would take away the pain that I'm feeling. However, the important thing is that no matter how painful the truth may be, at the moment, being open-hearted and teachable finally leads to understanding the lesson being taught. I know I have those occasions where I desire to engage in a tug of war with the Lord. But you know what really helped me that day was like I was feeling all the pain, but the relief, like it came from journaling. And I started like journaling, but I wasn't really very diligent. So I'm gonna start being diligent to writing journals. Well, anyways, that's like my the things that I'm like on my mind right now. Under consumption, single motherhood, revenge, enduring. I wish that you somehow that you get to feel relieved from all the things that we talk about. And I have to go because it's almost like 20 minutes, and I want to keep my videos as much as like 15 minutes. So thank you for being here, and I really appreciate you. I'm gonna be here again tomorrow to talk about more things. Have a good night, everyone. God bless you. God bless you. May the Lord face shine upon you. Have a good night or a good day wherever you are. God bless.